when we talk about essentials within Christianity and having a relationship with God, we think about things like faith. Obviously, you need to believe in God in order to have a relationship with Him. However, there are things within Christianity that are discussed as to whether or not they are needed. Well, you have to do them. And one of the ones that comes up more often than many others is church attendance. Do you need to go to church in order to have a relationship with God? Now, I think in a theoretical sense that you can, have faith, grow it, open up the Bible, understand it, grow that relationship through prayer, lifestyle changes, and work and reaching out to other folks without attending church. However, in a very practical sense, especially for folks new and very green in their faith and wanting to and needing to grow that faith, church provides very important resources for you that will help stimulate that faith and grow it, and not only grow it but nurture and support that if you're going to a church that truly has your best interests at heart. Now, one of the things that many of my friends and family that I know that don't go to church have said is, yes, I believe in God, I'm a Christian, I consider myself a Christian. However, I don't go to church because my faith is very private to me, and I don't feel the need to go to church to do that, or I don't think church is necessary. I would just prefer not to go. When I go, I'm consistently disappointed by the attitudes and opinions of either the congregation, minister, leadership, or all of the above. Or I feel like when I go to church, everybody just wants to get into my pocket. It's a money grab, right? And many of those reasons are valid reasons that people have run into in the past that have turned them off to going to church. And I understand that. However, do those reasons equate or do those reasons rise to a level that would negate needing to go to church? I think I don't feel like that's the case. Now, I understand if you have these problems that it might make you reticent about joining a church. Now, who am I to tell you this? I'm a nobody. My name's Stuart Davis. I'm a deacon in a small church just outside of Richmond, Virginia. I'm not here to get you to join my congregation or donate to any special cause. What I am here to do is give you a exposure to someone who is, I believe, an average, everyday Christian, and giving my takes and my beliefs and putting that out there for you to listen to, and maybe determine that Christians at large are not all that different from you, and that we are approachable folks that you can come to and have a discussion with about faith, and reach out to us. And maybe if you join a church, that you will not have to worry so much about stepping into some place where you will be different, or at least looked upon as that. What we need, I'm not a biblical scholar, I'm not a pastor. However, I do feel the need to put these videos out there to give you that experience that, oh yeah, they're not a bunch of goody two shoes folks that think they're better than everybody. No. And I understand how, if you've run into that in the past, that you might have that opinion about church, and some of them are like that. We've discussed this in other videos. Bad churches are a difficult thing for Christianity. However, the world is full of people doing bad things. Bad people doing things, good people doing bad things just because they're misguided. We can't get past that. But what we can continue to do is try to hold each other responsible and move on. Now, one of the things I learned, I stepped out of the church for several years. I want to say it was close to 10 years, I believe, between when I last attended church regularly, and then there was a time where I didn't go at all for many years. And then when I started going to the church that I attend to now, and understanding what I had been missing as someone who grew up in the church had a bad experience, walked away from church. Not my faith. My relationship with God remained, and my faith in God remained. But my belief that a church and a congregation of people was not necessary. That all changed after about 2 or 3 Sundays of going back to church, because I realized having a good pastor and listening to a good solid sermon and going to a Sunday school where you are interacting with other Christians who are in a similar place as you in life really starts to make you understand how off-center you can be from where you should be and walking the path with God. And because of that, I have become a much bigger proponent of going to church. And I feel like it is, like I said, in a practical sense, it is necessary, because these tools when your pastor is able to give you a sermon that is thought-provoking and engaging enough for you. Maybe you don't agree with what he said, but what he's talking about has got you thinking. It's got your wheels turning. It gets you to a place where you are opening the Bible to where he's talking about, and you're looking for context, and you're understanding more about what those passages mean and what God's trying to communicate to you and speaking through your heart. That, opinions are going to be everywhere in church, and some of them you're going to agree with and some of them you're not. That's just the nature of people getting together with varying degrees of faith and understanding. But how much of that disagreement actually matters to you really comes down to, is it affecting your faith or not? But that's a little beside the point. But like I said, a good pastor who's providing those sermons to you, that is getting you thinking about things, helping you settle in yourself for that week and understand, all right, I had a good week, man. I really had a lot of blessings, or maybe my week was kind of average, some good, some bad, or really not a whole lot went on, but it's good that I came here, sat down, listened to this, and I'm ready for the next week. Or I had a terrible week and I'm angry, I'm frustrated, and I'm kind of down. And this helped me realize that there's more going on, or maybe I need to be introspective, and some changes from myself could help me improve my station or my disposition right now, to make things better going forward. Always love going into church and listening to a good sermon, and then getting ready, especially on Sunday, you're getting ready to hit Monday with a good feeling for the week to come, or that I've put some things behind me that I was carrying with me into the weekend. I'll let that go. Start Monday fresh, especially if you're hitting that normal weekly grind, that Monday through Friday grind. Going into Monday feeling like a burden's been lifted off of you is very helpful. Added to that, if you're having struggles, you've got a life group or a Sunday school, a group of folks at Sunday school that that are having similar struggles or similar things going on, or maybe they're not, and they have the resources available to listen to you, offer advice, or maybe you can be the person giving them advice, things that have worked for you. That community is great. I'm not saying you need to replace all your friends with Christian friends. That kind of defeats the purpose of doing discipleship anyway. But when it comes to friends that you need to help your faith grow, or to be a friend that can help somebody else, you need to be in a good place. And that's why I said that community right there, that network is great. I know many people who I feel have closer relationships, a closer relationship with God, and their best friends do not believe or do not go to church, but it's something that they discuss with them from time to time, or don't discuss because it's a sensitive topic. But they live that life and they are that example. That's what you should be looking for when you do decide to go to a church. And this is going to be my recommendation. I know my thing. I'm trying to tell you, I'm not trying to get you to join my church, my congregation. I would like to see you join a church, because it is going to It is going to help you along. It's going to provide you with things so that just watching my videos or anybody's videos, I feel like, is ever going to get to you, get through to you, because that interaction, that human component, face to face. And I know with the current state of things that face to face communication has been very limited for many of us. We find ourselves doing without. Church provides that. When you're able to get to that, get to the bottom of it, church provides that. And that's when you find a good church that you feel whole in, it is so fulfilling, and it helps you with that walk with God. Not just from the beginning when you're growing, but also when you're stumbling, or when you are kind of at the top of your game, being that person that other people can go to. That is the good concept of it. And as we've discussed before, it's not always the case everywhere. And that's the sad thing. But aside from holding ourselves accountable, there's not a whole lot we can do. These things are going to exist, and it's up to us to do what is necessary and be different. Be the people that we need to be in order to have these have churches that people can go into and be faithful to with. But as you see from the videos, I try to be very very candid in my opinions and very honest with my experiences. I know they're out there. I know they're good places too. And I know how helpful and how impactful connecting in that way is. And I hope that you can get the courage, or gather enough faith and just put things in place and have the ability to do the same and walk in the front door with an open mind, but open eyes, because you need to understand what you are looking for, that you need from God, or you need from church in order to reach God better. And it will help. When you're in the right spot, it will help. So go for it. Think about what I've said today, and go forward. If you like my videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Make sure that you're getting updates when I send these, and leave a comment. Tell me where I'm right, where you think I'm right, where you think I'm wrong. I'm always open to hearing what people say. That's that's part of how we grow as people. But in the meantime, have a good week, and keep what I say to heart, and take care. God bless you all.